Anyway, let's jump into this. Options basics in 5 minutes. Let's start the clock. I have a sneaky suspicion this is going to take me much more than 5 minutes, but we're going to go for it anyway. So here's what we're going to cover today. Stocks versus options. What are contracts? Buying and selling. Calls and puts. In the money, at the money, out of the money. Opening and closing. What is premium? The Greeks. And the bid and ask. Like I said, this is all going to be pretty surface level stuff. We'll give you good context for what all of this means. But if you actually want a deep understanding, you're probably going to have to do your own research on these things afterwards. But at least you will know where to start. That is the goal. So stocks versus options. Stocks are an ownership interest in a company. You can buy and sell shares at fluctuating prices, which continue to trade as long as the company exists and remains publicly traded. The price per share increases and decreases based on the company's earnings. That's not totally true. The price per share increases and decreases when people are buying and selling, but long run, the stock price will follow a company's earnings and the expectations about those earnings. So that's kind of my point there for stocks. Options, on the other hand, are contracts which give the buyer the right to buy or sell a stock, while the seller has the obligation to fulfill the buyer's requests. Okay, so there are both buyers and sellers when it comes to option contracts, and that is a stumbling block for a lot of people, so keep that in mind. Each contract has three main components: the strike price, the expiration date, and the premium. We're going to go over all those in just a minute. And options come in two forms: calls and puts. Okay, again, a stumbling block. So you can buy or sell, and they can be calls or puts. What are option contracts? So if you go to a movie theater, say, what's a good movie? Say you wanted to see Good Will Hunting tonight at 8 p.m., you could go to the movie theater and buy a ticket for $15, okay? 8 p.m., one seat, Good Will Hunting for $15, okay? That is an option contract. You bought that ticket. You are not obligated to go, okay? You have the right to go if you want to. If your friends text you and they want to go downtown instead, you can choose to go downtown and just not go to the movie, okay? You have the ticket. You can go if you want, but you don't have to. Conversely, the movie theater sold you that ticket, so they are obligated to have a seat available for you in the movie theater. Okay, it's Good Will Hunting, so it's probably going to be packed, but there will be one open seat because you bought that ticket, okay? So you have the right to go if you want. The movie theater has the obligation to have that seat available for you, okay? So movie theaters, airlines, sporting events, concerts, those are all option contracts, okay? You buy it, and then you can choose to use it or not, okay? Any financial exchange where the buyer has rights and the seller has obligations is an example of an option contract. You can do the same thing with a car or a house or a piece of land, anything. I mean, you could put up, say, I'll give you $500 if you let me purchase this car for $5,000 anytime in the next 6 months. Boom, you have an option contract, okay? There's a buyer and a seller. Buyer has rights, seller has obligations. Here are the three components of each option contract. So you have the strike price, which is down here on the left side. We're looking at Microsoft call options. This is an option chain. So we got strike prices here on the left. Expiration date is March 4th. We have that up top. Most highly liquid companies will have weekly options. Sometimes they're just once a month on the third Friday, and they may go out for 3 years or 1 year. It kind of depends. There's a few different criteria. But anyway, that is the expiration date. And then we got the premium over here on the right side. So that is the price you'll pay for this contract. So we got the Microsoft $297.50 call expiring on March 4th, can be bought or sold for $453 right now. Each contract represents 100 shares, and this price is per share. So this is actually $453. Okay, and then we got calls versus puts. So if you buy a call, you have the right to purchase the stock at the strike price on or before expiration. If you buy a put, you have the right to sell the stock at the strike price on or before expiration. If you sell a call, you have the obligation to sell the stock at the strike price on or before expiration, if exercised. And if you sell a put, you're obligated to buy the stock at the strike price on or before expiration. You should also note every time you open one of these contracts, the price fluctuates constantly. It changes when the underlying share price moves. So if you buy a call and in the next 30 seconds the stock price doubles, that contract is going to be worth way more, and you can sell it back right then and keep the profit. Okay, that's what most people do when they trade contracts. They usually don't wait to exercise them. So for the most part, they are opened and then closed before expiration. And here are the two option chains for Microsoft. You can see expiration date March 4th on both of them. We got calls over here on the left, puts over here on the right. You can see the lower the strike price on calls, the higher the premium is going to be. And I'll explain this in a second. And it is the exact opposite for puts, okay? So the higher the strike price, the higher the price is going to be, and that works downward. So now let's talk in the money versus at the money versus out of the money. So for call options, any strike that is below the current share price is in the money. So technically I have this $2.95 in the at the money, but technically that is in the money. Most people would refer to that as at the money, which is what I did. But that is technically in the money. So anything down here is in the money. Opposite for puts. Any strike price that is above the current share price is in the money. Okay? At the money is the strike or strikes that are right around the current share price. Got that right there. Share price is $297.15, so it is split. It's towards that $297.50. But both of those people would consider in the money since it's right. Most people would consider both of these strikes at the money since the current share price is split. And then out of the money for calls is anything above, any strike price above the current share price. For puts, it's any strike price below the current share price. Okay? So you can open positions one of two ways. You can buy to open or you can sell to open. And you can buy to open a call or put, or you can sell to open a call or put, okay? So there's 4 different trades you can make to open, okay? So that is entering a position. To close, you can sell to close, buy to close, okay? So there's those 4 options again. You can buy to close a call or put, sell to close a call or put, or you can exercise it if you bought to open initially, okay? So there is that third way to exit. Like I said, you can buy and sell these contracts at any point before expiration. You do not have to wait until expiration when you buy these or sell them. You can immediately find liquidity in the market. You can also exercise it right away if you wanted to. There usually isn't a good reason to do it, but maybe you find a reason and you want to go ahead and do that. You can exercise anytime before expiration. You can also buy and sell anytime before expiration. Okay, what is premium? Premium is the amount the option buyer pays to the seller to receive the right to buy or sell 100 shares. Okay, the right to buy is a call, the right to sell is a put when you're the buyer. 100 shares at the strike price on or before expiration. Okay, so here we are looking at the $2.95 call Microsoft expiring on March 4th. You can currently buy this one for $605. Okay. So that $605 is made up of intrinsic value and extrinsic value. Intrinsic value is the amount, so this contract is $2.15 in the money. It's at $2.95, $297.15. So you could buy this contract, exercise it right away, and buy 100 shares at $295. Okay? Since the current share price is $297.15, there's $2.15 per share of intrinsic value. The rest of the contract is extrinsic value or time value, okay? So 605 minus the 215 of intrinsic value leaves extrinsic value of 390. That 390, so if I were to sell you this call option, I'm not going to sell you just the intrinsic value because that's not worth anything to me, okay? I need to be rewarded for selling you this contract. So I'm going to cook in some extrinsic value, some time value, some risk, some extra premium to cover the risk of me selling this to you. Okay, so that is extrinsic value. If you look at strike prices above the current share price, since these have no intrinsic value, okay, if I bought this $300 call and exercised it, that would do me no good, okay, because that call gives me the option to buy 100 shares at $300 each. Why would I do that if I can buy them for $297.15, okay? So this contract has 0 intrinsic value. These are all extrinsic value. Then right here, I crunch the numbers, and you can see the break even here, percentage change to break even, that sort of thing. I broke all that map down right here. Now let's talk about the Greeks. We're looking at the Microsoft 295 put this time, and you can see the Greeks down here at the bottom when I open up the contract details. So we got delta, which is the amount an options price will move for every $1 change in the stock price. You can also use it to gauge the percentage chance of being in the money. You may also think of it as the number of shares you control. Okay, so the delta, this is a put. So if the share price goes from $297.15 to $296.15, okay, so it drops $1, this contract is going to be worth $41.50 more. Okay, that's what the delta tells you. Gamma is the rate of change in an option's delta per $1 change in the stock. So in our example, this goes from $297.15 down to $296.15. We made $41, but this delta is actually going to increase to about 45. Okay, so that's what the gamma is doing. 41.57 plus 323 is about 45. Theta is the amount of time decay the contract will experience if nothing changes. So from this point, if the share price stays at exact $297.15, this contract is going to decrease by $48. So it's going to make it worth $325. Okay, so delta, gamma, theta, I underlined those. Those are your three most important. These are good to know, not absolutely critical, but they're very good to know, and you should have an understanding of all these. You can read about Vega and Rho, less important, but still good to know. Implied volatility shows the expected volatility in the underlying. So Microsoft has 35% implied volatility. Pretty darn high, but we are in a high volatility market in general. The higher the implied volatility, the higher the contract price is going to be, whether it's calls or puts. Because the underlying is expected to take large swings, whoever is selling these options is going to require more premium to sell you these contracts. If the implied volatility increases, every contract is going to increase in price, all else equal. Okay, let's go the bid and ask. There's nothing different between the bid and ask in stocks or options. There's just generally there's less liquidity in options. I don't even really want to say that either. So sometimes the bid and ask can be a little bit wider. So it's good to be aware of what these are. The bid is the highest price any buyer is currently willing to pay. The ask is the lowest price any seller is currently willing to accept. Okay, same thing if you're selling a house. If I'm selling a house and I have it listed for $450,000, that is the ask. If you come in and say, hey, I'll give you $425,000 for it, that's the bid. Okay, the mark is the price that is generally displayed, and it's just splitting the difference between the bid and ask. So the mark is 373, got a price of 373. And you can see right here, I said the greater the volume, the greater the liquidity. Usually the narrower the bid-ask spread. Okay, so the difference between those two. All right, what statement is not true? Let's put your knowledge to the test. A, you can buy and sell option contracts at any point before their expiration. B, selling a put is taking a bullish stance. Or C, you can't use delta to measure the equivalent number of shares you control. I hope you all answered C. And remember, every option contract is listed at a price per share but represents 100 shares. So in our last example, a 373 premium is actually worth $373. So if you were to buy this, you'd be shelling out $373. And that is it. I'm pretty sure that was way more than 5 minutes, but hey, we did our best. And I hope you guys learned something. As always, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. My next few videos, I'm going to go over how to sell a call, sell a put, buy a call, buy a put, each of those, and how to exit those positions as well, all on TD Ameritrade. So be on the lookout for those if you're interested. I will drop the link to this presentation down in the description below if you do want to check it out and review it for your own use. You can also follow me on Twitter to see my day trading. It's a bit up and down, but I think we are getting there slowly but surely. So if you guys want to see that journey, you can follow me there. And I will start posting some more recap videos once I have something positive to recap. Hopefully you learned something, and I will catch you guys in the next video.